If your chili plants are growing slow indoors, this is probably why. Good afternoon, good evening, good night everybody. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to day 38. Happy Wednesday to you all. Wednesday 25th of March 2026. The weather is crazy outside. It is wind, hail, sleet, so cold. It's been a real struggle for our little Lucy getting to the bathroom today, but we get it done. It's just, you know, when you're soaked, covered in sleet, snow, and then the wind, -degrees. Oh, it's been ever so cold. So, what we're going to do today, we're going to have a little look at some grow problems and how we can fix them. Now, as you can see with my pepper patch here, we have plants that are super tall, super broad leaves, and then we have other plants that are short, stubbed, not growing as much or as quickly. So we're going to have a little look today, you know, with the seeds looking leggy, you know, if we think they're not thriving indoors, I think the grow lights can potentially be a big difference. Whether you've got them too close, too far apart, the wattage, how intense it is, and of course the spectrum. There's different light spectrums on these grow lights. Let me just show you. So we have lots of different options here. We have lots of different. So there's the red, the blue, and all together, all mixed up with the white. So lots of different options for these grow lights. They all serve their different purposes. So I thought we can get into that today and have a little look. Just to update knowledge for myself and for anybody out there that's doing these chilies or growing any other plants and are realising that either the plants are leggy or the leaves are a little bit tinged and burnt. The grow lights could be the problem. So let's have a little look. Other than that, I hope you're doing awesome and having a great Wednesday. Let's do this. Let's get into it. So first up is light position. This is where myself and a lot of people can go wrong. If your light's too far away, the seeds are going to stretch and get leggy, as you can see with a lot of the plants that we've got here are going to get super leggy because I think the light wasn't close enough. And you know, that's how we get these tall flimsy stems. What we need is between 2 to 4 inches. That's 5 to 10 centimeters above the plants. We've got to try and keep that distance consistent, and if the light's too close, you're going to risk burning the plants, and you're going to get those, especially with the stronger lights, you're going to get those real bleached, crispy looking leaves, which I think might be some of the issues on some of the plants that we have here. So just remember, if your seeds are leaning, stretching, if they're leggy, move the light closer, and if they're looking a bit bleached, burnt or crispy, move the light slightly higher. As you can see, we've moved the lights now, adjusted them properly, so they're not too high up but not too low down that they're going to bleach or burn the leaves. It's tricky getting them adjusted to the right amount because as the plants are growing all differently, different types, we're just going to make sure we can do the best we can and make sure these are hitting the plants properly and not too intensely. So next up, we're going to have a little look at the like the wattage and the intensity. Not all these grow lights are equal. I mean, this one I've got here is probably on the cheapest range. You've got just the LED 4 flexible strip lights, and it seems to be doing the trick. Some of them are super strong for major grow ups and major, you know, chunks of space where they're going to be growing lots and lots of plants, an awful lot more than what we're going to be growing here. So usually what I always remember, the rule of thumb was between 20 to 40 watts per square foot with these LED grow lights. I think these are about 50, 60. So with the 4, it's about right, but you know, it's a little off, I suppose. Because seedlings, they need about 100 to 200 ppfd. That's the light intensity. Yeah, so about 20 to 40 watts per square foot. That changed it to. You gotta remember, if there's too little light, you're gonna get the weak leggy plants, which is potentially what we've got here for some of them. And too much light, you're just gonna stress them out. They're gonna get the leaves curling, the bleaching. You know, some of these leaves are curling here. It could be because they are new. Could be because the light's too intense, not enough fertilizer. It's a tricky learning process that I'm going through here, and I'm sure all of you are going to be learning from this as well and taking this information in. Just remember what I did to start with. I was a bit unsure, so I think the best option will be if you start higher and then lower the lights gradually, and then that way you're going to see how the plants respond, really, aren't you? You're going to see if they're getting too leggy, if they're burning up. You can just adjust appropriately and make sure all of the plants are getting everything they need, just the right amount and not too much. Next up is the light spectrums. Now, a lot of these LED lights are really interesting with the light spectrums. Plants don't just need the light, they're going to need the right kind of light. So seedlings, they're going to need, and the vegetative growth, kind of like in this kind of state, they love the blue light. They love the blue light. So let's try the blue light here on the LED. Now the blue light is for keeping the plants compact, strong, leafy, just like now. But I'll show you why in a second, why I've gone for the full light. So now we're going to change the light, and we're going to change it to a more warmer light, more red tones. And it doesn't show much on here, it's quite blue, but it's actually really red, but it's not showing up on the camera. Now the warmer tones, those are going to be for your flowering stage, your fruiting stage. But just remember, for the seedlings, too much warm light can also cause a bit too much stretching. So this is why I have gone for the full spectrum LED lights, because with the full spectrum, let me just change that again. With the full spectrum, everything is kind of a all-in-one option, and it works well in each stage. It's kind of a safety light to put on instead. So a couple of things you need to know. The cool white lights, those are 5,000 to 6,500 K for the seedlings. The warm white is 2,700 to 3,000 K for later flowering. But that's why I've just gone with the full spectrum, because I just didn't know enough to know. I thought just give them the full spectrum, give them all the light they need, and hopefully things should turn out okay. And as you can see, I think they are. So there we have it, everybody. So it's just a quick video today, a quick recap through on the lights and what I've learned recently, and what I hope you guys can learn from this video, or from other chili growers, other knowledge that we need. So to break it all down, keep your lights close, about 2 to 4 inches from the plant, above the seedlings. Enough intensity, don't get the weak lights. I think I got really lucky with these ones. Anything weaker may have made a big difference in the growth. And then we just got to remember to choose the right spectrum. Cooler lights like blue light for the early growth, warmer lights for the flowering and fruiting. If in doubt, do what I do, put the full spectrum on, and then that should be a safe net, an all-rounder that should be okay. You know, if you put these 3 things together, keep an eye on the plants, they should be doing really well, and they should be looking, hopefully, like mine are here, within near 40 days. They should be looking great, healthy, growing strong. That completes day 38. I want to thank you all for joining us today. Fortunately, the weather is still way too cold, so they're not going to be going out for, I'd say, a week or 2. And remember, April 1st, we have the garden clear out. We're going to video on that so we can see how everything's looking. And hopefully the weather won't take too long to get better, so we can get these babies outside in the natural sun and watch them grow, grow, grow. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Lucy and I really appreciate it, don't we, kiddo? Hey? Yeah. Have yourselves a wonderful Wednesday. You take care of yourselves. Make sure you look after me, myself and I, because no one's going to throw you a lifeline if you're drowning. You take care, and we will see you tomorrow on Thursday for day 39. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.